I promised you a no BS guide and you are going to get it. This is step by step how you, yes, you on the other side of the screen right now, is going to get rich in 2025. And take notes. You can read what's on screen. Don't be scrolling through your phone. Don't be going straight to the comments like I know you're wanting to. Take notes because I'm giving away all this information for absolutely free. So a little bit of a breakdown of what I've done so far in 2024 so you can understand what you can achieve in just 1 year. I've grown this YouTube channel from around 1,000 subscribers to over 20k already. Making money through affiliates and sponsorships. This is just one example of affiliate income I got in 1 month. Making money through the TikTok shop, which has been blowing up. Launching my own SaaS tool. Growth operating with some of the biggest YouTube channels. This one's got almost 450,000 subscribers. Getting invited to TikTok's head office. Growing my own school community. Building up my physique, all whilst being a full-time student and graduating from university, Imperial College London, with an engineering degree. I'm just showing this as an example of what you can achieve in 1 year, being a busybody. So, in this presentation, this is going to showcase to you how you can get rich. No BS. You can be a full-time student, you can be a full-time employee, you can be full-time unemployed. It does not matter. Anyone can do it. So, step 1, how to find your business model. Not the best business model, your business model. Super important. There's a million YouTube videos out there. The best business model in 2025, the best business model for students, etc. Forget about them. This is how to find your one. Next, skills to acquire to level up you so you can become a better overall person. The steps to take in your journey, mistakes to avoid, mistakes that I've made, I know friends that have made, other people have made, and then also investment/reinvestment strategies once you start to make some money. So let's get straight into it. How to find your business model. Now, the reason I wanted to make this point crystal clear is because scrolling through my YouTube feed once again, I always find these videos. I discovered the best business model, best business to start. Now guys, the reason these YouTube videos are made is so that people watch the video and buy this person's course or sign up to their community, whatever it is, right? Now, people that have been around this channel before know that I first made money online through faceless theme pages on TikTok. I grew my most successful one to over 500,000 followers. Then I built up my personal brand, this YouTube channel, teaching people what I know about TikTok. Now, is TikTok a good business model? Absolutely. Is it the best business model? It depends. It's not going to be the best business model for 8 billion people on planet Earth. And this is what you need to understand. Don't be watching YouTube videos that tell you the best business model because that does not exist. Everyone's different. Everyone's got their unique circumstance. Now, most people know who this person is, right? One of the greatest footballers of all time, Lionel Messi, alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Now, what if Lionel Messi never took up football? What if this brother took up basketball? Do you think he'd be any good? My guess is no. The guy's like 5'6", 5'7". How's he going to make the NBA? Now, is basketball a bad sport or a bad business model? No, you can become a millionaire playing basketball. LeBron James proves it. He's damn near billionaire. You can become a millionaire/billionaire playing football. Now, he chose football because that's where his skill set, his opportunity lay. If LeBron James picked up football, I don't think he'd be very good at it. So you got to go where your actual skills align. Don't just be going to a particular business model because you think that's the best one. Go where you need to be. Your environment, your vehicle. Super, super important, right? If Messi took up basketball, he wouldn't be any good. That doesn't make basketball a bad sport, doesn't make it a bad business model. Of course it's good. It just wasn't right for him. Business is not one size fits all. It's not going to be the best business model for every single person on planet Earth. You can become a millionaire in anything, right? You can become a millionaire selling aftershave, for example, selling mouses, whatever, right? Any sort of way you can become a millionaire. The trick is to find the one that suits you best, not the one that some YouTube Donny said is the best one to start in 2025. So, I break it down into 3 particular districts. You got your personality, you got your skill set, and you got your aspirations. Now, all of these, in my opinion, should dictate which business model you should pursue in 2025. Let's start with personality. Now, are you an introvert or an extrovert? Now, this is a simple question we get asked in school. Are you introverted, are you extroverted? But it actually plays a big determining factor on what route and path you should go down. Now, if you're introverted business models work better for you. Who would have thought, right? Things like coding, for example, faceless content creation, e-commerce, trading, copywriting, web app development, growth operating. These are just a few examples. Now, as it makes sense, something like coding, for example, you're behind the screen, you work for yourself, you work within yourself, don't really have to have a massive team around you. You let someone else take care of all the sales, etc. Very introverted. Now, something like e-commerce is a borderline one because you can hire UGC and that means you don't have to do any content yourself, or you can actually film the content for your own e-commerce brand, whether it's dropshipping, etc., your own online business, whether it's clothes, a clothing brand. Then you can be a bit more involved and be a bit more extroverted. But I put it in the introverted side because you can do it without actually putting yourself out there, your own face. Trading is the most introverted business model I think I've ever seen. It's Donny sitting behind a computer screen looking at charts all day. Like, that is as introverted as you can get. Equally copywriting, fairly introverted. You're by yourself, like you're typing on your computer, you're writing emails, etc., writing VSLs, you name it. But you can also have an extroverted side too if you want to actually acquire the clients yourself rather than working with an agency. Same with web and app development, and then growth operating. Equally, you're combining the audience's power from another creator and your side to actually help build the business and monetize their audience. Then you've got the extroverted side, something like sales, one of the most extroverted things out there. Social media marketing agency can be slightly introverted, but I put it in the extroverted side because a lot of times you're meeting people, you're meeting a lot of clients, you're going out there, you're taking photos, you're taking videos, etc. You're trying to network with different people. Personal brand as well, and an event/community. I put this one down because I actually met up with someone recently whose whole business model is building a community. He charges people a fee, and then they are within his private community, and you've got all sorts of different people in there that are making XYZ $10,000 a month, for example. So the point is, you pay an entrance fee, but then you're around all these different people making money as well. So hopefully that should motivate you to make your own money, and you've got different people in different skill sets. Say you need to link up on business opportunities, etc. And that's a completely fine and valid business model, but it suits an extrovert because he has to go out there meeting different people, setting up events, etc. That doesn't suit an introverted style of person. Now, I say this and I'm showing these different opportunities so you can ask yourself, and you should have a notepad and pen out right now, what type of person are you, right? Because if you are one of the most extroverted people out there, you love to meet new people, you're alive for the party, why are you going to do trading? Why are you going to sit at your desk all day looking at charts going up and down because some guru told you that Forex or crypto is the best trading thing to do on the planet right now? It doesn't make sense. If you are a very extroverted person, go do something that's suited to extroverts, something like sales, something like personal branding, something along those lines where you can put yourself out there and play to your strengths. It's all part of life is playing to your strengths and avoiding playing to your weaknesses. And I see a lot of people out there and I see they're suited to the perfect business model, but they don't do it because they think something else is a better one. It might be a better one for certain people, but not the better one for you. That is a real question. Now, the other side to it is partner up with people, because a lot of business models involve two people actually working together. As I said, I've got my SaaS tool coming out called Verlo, and that works because I'm the extroverted side, distribution, marketing, using my audience I've built on YouTube, etc. But it doesn't work with just me because I don't build a SaaS tool. We've equally got other people on the team that are doing web app development, designing, etc., back-end coding. That works because the team works together. Now, if you're trying to partner up with your boys or your friends, etc., and all of you are exactly the same, you're all super sneaky, super introverted, it's not really going to work because who's going to do sales? Now, of course, you can learn it, and I'm not saying that you should just be good at one thing and that's it, you stick to it for the rest of your life. Of course, expand your repertoire. Of course, try and learn different skills. But if all you guys are really good at one thing, it's not going to work. 2 salespeople, 2 back-end people don't make a company work. 1 salesperson, 1 back-end person, that does. People need to play to their strengths. A lot of the biggest companies in the world, you'll find there's a front man that does all the talking, all the hello, this is me, this is the company. There's actually one behind the operations, a back-end guy you don't really see, that's doing all the technical stuff and leading that team. So introverts work really well with extroverts. So if you're going to partner up with someone, you play to your strengths and find someone that can play to their strengths. Next, we've got your skill set. Another one, super important to understand what type of skill set do you have. What is your unfair advantage? Everyone has one. Every single person on this planet has some kind of unfair advantage. Are you 6'7"? Maybe you should make the NBA if you're still a teenager or something along those lines. So what is your unfair advantage? What skills do you have that others don't? Now, as I said earlier, I graduated from Imperial College London studying engineering, a top 10 university in the planet, top 3 in the UK, right? I'm really good academically. I pick up concepts really quick. I'm very analytical based. I understand and I'm a good problem solver. That is my unfair advantage. How can I apply that in what I'm learning? So when it came to TikTok, right, what set me apart from other people on TikTok is I was really analytical when I approached the game. When I post a video, I would actually analyze the stats, what went well, what didn't go well, and apply it for my next video. And that's how I was able to get to 500,000 followers in just 6 months. But it took me a whole month to get to 1,000 followers. So a month to get to 1,000, 5 months later, I was at 500,000. Because over time posting content, I analyzed better and I understood what worked well. That was applying my skill set to a business model. I said earlier, if you're someone that's naturally very extroverted, very talkative, you can meet people, you're really good at small talk, etc., it makes sense to do something like sales, like community based. management based, leadership based, because that works for you. What is your unfair advantage that other people don't have over you? It's the same way if you're doing personal branding. The reason I got into personal branding is because my unfair advantage was having an understanding of how the social media algorithm worked, how the TikTok algorithm worked, how I was able to get 500,000 followers, right? That was my unfair advantage, and how I could build up my personal brand, teaching people exactly the same thing. Next, who can you use around you? Just as important. If you're sitting there and your uncle owns a copywriting firm, why are you going to start doing trading? Work with him, understand copywriting. That works for you. If you've got parents, if you've got siblings, if you've got relatives that have got their own business in property, etc., that should be a route you should go down. Use the people around you. Equally, if you're sitting there, you and your friends, and none of you have got a business, you're trying to make money online, how can you use each other? There's 5, 6 of you there. What business can you run with 6 people? What works? What's all your different skill sets? How can you apply those skill sets together? Use the people around you. It does not have to be a one-man band. I was a solopreneur basically the whole first few years until 2024, when I actually started to get people on board to help me with my channel. I've got a copywriter now, short form editor, thumbnail designer, video editor, etc. All sorts of different people, because I understood at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do by yourself. So who can you use around you to help you? Beyond just that, what opportunities can you get? Now, I've not said this before, but my first ever job was actually working at a family friend's social media marketing firm. Literally, she was doing social media for high street brands, and I worked there during the summer for 2 months. And this was in around 2020, I want to say. It was definitely during COVID time. And I learned an awful lot about social media in just those 2 months. And I applied it to my own side, starting faceless content, etc. That was all just some knowledge I gained through a 2-month internship there. Then I also realized, hang on a minute, I'm a student, I don't have a lot of money, I can't exactly start something that's going to cost $500 or $1,000 to start up. I need something I can start for absolutely free. Hence why I started faceless content creation. I can do it for free, I already have some skill set there, why not go for it? And also, what skills can you develop or stack along the way? Like I mentioned before, I had the skills of going viral on faceless content. How can I now stack that up with building a personal brand, building my confidence in front of camera? Plus, I did something I enjoy. I enjoy talking in front of camera. I enjoy teaching people. This gives me more of a purpose than posting faceless content. Just my personal opinion, so I went down that avenue. Also importantly, what is your type of intelligence? Everyone on this planet is intelligent in one way or another. I refuse to believe you are not. The problem is, school tricks us into thinking the only way you can be intelligent is through one particular avenue. Spatial or logical mathematical. That is it. Like I said, I was a straight A-star student. I scored top marks in basically every single GCSE A-level I took, right? Even I understand, just because I'm good at spatial, just because I'm good at logical mathematical, doesn't mean I'm super intelligent. There are D students that would be really good from an emotional intelligence standpoint, but not good at this. And school will tell them that they're a flop, when in reality, they're not. They're just really good at emotional intelligence. They would be really good salespeople, because they wouldn't be able to do the math side, but at least when they meet someone, they can go, what is your pain point? Why do you not want to invest in my business? Or why don't you want to buy my product or service? How can I cater towards that? That's really smart from an emotional intelligence standpoint. Equally, musical people. There's a lot of rappers out there, there's a lot of artists that are not smart. Let's be honest, that they're not smart at all, but they've made an awful lot of money because they've got a skill set, and their skill set is musically, they are amazing. They do something that a lot of people can't do. So make sure you play to your strengths. What is your strength? Just because you didn't do well in school, or just because you did do well in school like I did, it doesn't mean that you are super intelligent or super not intelligent. You're intelligent in different ways. You've got to play to the strengths and play to what you are intelligent at. And don't try and fit square pegs in round holes. I've said this a million times before. Just because your friend or you've seen a YouTube video, this is the best business model, don't just go for it. Don't just try and go for something because that is one everyone else is going for. You've got to stand out. Don't try and be a square peg in a round hole. Don't try and be Lionel Messi trying to pick up cricket or basketball. It does not work. So now we've got aspirations, the third key point to determine which business model you want to go for. A, is it something you enjoy? Is it something you find purpose in? But then these are the 3 other points, and this is what they call the golden handcuff kind of rule. Does it give you financial freedom? Does it give you time freedom? Does it give you location freedom? And which of those 3, or all of them, do you want to achieve? Now, if you only care about being rich, the only thing you care about, which I think a lot of people think is the only thing they care about, but some people obviously that's it. I actually would not recommend doing entrepreneurship, or if you do entrepreneurship, do something that just focuses on the money, right? You could actually do something like investment banking, hedge fund investing, something along those lines, and you can become very, very rich. You won't have a lot of time and location freedom, but you'll make an awful lot of money. Now, if you just care about, for example, let's say location freedom is the only thing you care about, then why not get a remote job? You can get remote job work anywhere, work in Bali, work in Koh Samui, anywhere in the world on like $2,000 a month. That works. A lot of people do that. They just get remote jobs where they can work on their computer and live anywhere. You won't get financial freedom. You still have to work, so you won't get time freedom, but at least you have the location freedom. A lot of people think that the business model they are pursuing is going to make them happy and give them purpose. Not always the case. Do you actually know what you are in for? Let's give the example of an SMMA company. I spoke earlier about how my first job was working at my family friend's social media marketing agency, right? She worked for social media high street brands, doing their social media pages for them. Would take videos of their food, of their product, etc., post it on their social media pages. Now, that does not give you location freedom. How can you run a social media marketing agency for your local high street brands and you're sitting off in Bali, baking off, smoking cigars? It doesn't work. You have to be in person, taking videos, meeting people, etc. Equally, if you are running a client-faced role, you don't have a lot of time freedom, because if you've got a client on a $4,000 a month retainer and they say, I need to meet you this week, what can you say to them? Oh no, I'm on vacation, I can't do it. They might leave you. That's your $4,000 retainer gone. Or if they don't leave you, their impression of you has changed. Because when you're working with clients, you have to cater to their schedules a lot of the time. That doesn't give you a lot of time freedom. Obviously, it's more time freedom than working a 9 to 5, but be aware sometimes. If you want pure 100% time freedom, a lot of business models will not give you that. Now, the reason I chose YouTube, content creation, personal branding is because it is one of the most financial free, time free, and location free business models you can get. Financial freedom in the sense that you can make a lot of money doing social media. Everyone understands this. Time freedom in the sense that people can do whatever they want, whenever they want. For example, it is 2:30 on a Saturday. I'm recording a video. A lot of people don't record content on the weekends. I do. Why? Because I want to. Time freedom. I can do what I want when I want. Then the location freedom. I can go work from wherever. I can pack up shop in London right now and go off to Bali. As long as I bring myself a camera, a microphone, my MacBook, I'm good to go. I can start recording content. That's location freedom. That's the reason I chose content creation, right? Because I want to be able to have freedom in all these different districts. Now, you might not care about all of them, but you've got to make sure that whatever you do care about, find a business model that fits that. Because at the end of the day, the business model is just there to serve a vehicle for you to reach your purpose, right? If you just want to be rich, find something that's going to make you just rich. If you want to have time freedom, find something that's going to give you time freedom. If you want all three, then find something that's going to give you all of those different avenues, all those different districts for you to achieve. And then hopefully, if you're taking notes, I should have opened your eyes up to what's working, what isn't working, and you should actually understand, you know what? This type of business model works for me. And let's say you found that, and it's not going to be instant. It might take some time, some reflection. You might have to watch some YouTube videos on the different business models to understand them a bit more and see if it works for you. And if you do find one that works for you, what should you do? Now, this is a tier list of steps you should take, starting with the best one all the way down to the worst one. Now, the best thing you can do is find yourself a mentor, someone in that business model that has been successful, that has done it before. If you can find one, you are on to a winner. Everyone knows that mentors are the best thing to do. The best thing to do. If you can find one that can teach you, that's actually been down that route before, perfect. The problem is a lot of people can't find mentors, they don't know how to find mentors, etc. I understand it. What's the next best thing you can do? Find yourself a related job. Like I said, I had a job at social media marketing agencies, my first ever job during COVID in 2020, right? I utilized that and the knowledge I gained from that to start my own social media related business. Now, if you want to run your own restaurant, that's your idea of your business model, absolutely. Would it make sense to then get a job in a restaurant? You can be a chef, you can be a waiter, waitress. Of course it makes sense, because then you'll get close to the business, you'll spend 7, 8, 9 hours a day there, you'll see how it works, what's the turnover like with the tables, how much does the rent cost, what's the owner doing, is he back doing all the numbers, is he involved on the floor, is he serving people, how does the dynamic work, talk to the owner, try and pick their brains, what works, what doesn't work. Learning by exposure is the best way. All throughout history, people would learn by being apprentices. They would start at like 11, 10 years old, sitting under someone, shadowing them, watching them do something, whether it's a blacksmith, whether it's a tailor, you name it, then they would learn it, pick up the trade, then they would start doing it themselves. That's how it works. Nowadays, we don't do this. Everyone just decides to go to university or do bugger all, basically. People work by watching someone else, watching a master do it and then applying it themselves. So get yourself a related job if you can. Now let's say you can't do these top two things. You don't have the time, etc. You can't find a mentor. But the next best thing is doing an in-person course. Now I say in-person specifically because in-person means that you are actually going to be around other people. You're taking the time to go to lessons. You're immersed in the environment. You're meeting people. There's someone next to you, someone to the left, someone to the right that's doing the course as well that you can talk to. So it basically gives you a community and course all in one. Next best thing is an online course. Now, I don't prefer this to in-person courses just because there's less of a community aspect with it. It's just you and your computer. And look, my personal opinion, you never focus as much doing something online than in person. You're on your phone most of the time. Knowledge just doesn't seep in as much. And then the worst possible one is short form content. Don't be trying to consume short form content thinking it's going to make you rich, right? If you want to start on TikTok, don't be watching a 45-second video on TikTok. Here's how you're going to make money on TikTok. Come on, let's be honest. Shorts is pure entertainment. I refuse to believe there is a single 60-second short out there that is going to give you enough education to make you rich. I refuse to believe it. Shorts are purely there to get views. It's like an open net to try and catch as many people as possible to bring them into their long form content. This is why I don't post a lot of shorts really. I prefer my long form content. I want to give people actual value, not just shoot a 45-second short out there and hope someone just enjoys it and buys my stuff. I'm not about that whatsoever. I'd rather someone actually watch long form content and enjoy the content I'm providing. So yeah, shorts is there for entertainment. Don't use it to gain knowledge. So that should give you some understanding of the business model to pursue. Now let's start talking about the skills to acquire, how to level up you, right? Discipline and consistency, very important, very, very important. When you're running a business, stuff goes wrong all the damn time. In fact, you spend more time fixing things than doing new things. I can say it from experience. You need a lot of discipline and you need a lot of consistency. When starting out, do you think you're the first person to come up with that business idea? Do you think you're the first person to decide to do short form content creation? Of course you're not. The difference is a lot of people give up. A lot of people give up way too early in the journey and they don't get the fruits of their labor. You've got to be consistent and you've got to be disciplined. You've got to stay the course. If you believe it's the right business model for you, if you enjoy it, stick it out, grind it out. What would you rather be doing? Right? You know what I mean? If you enjoy it, if it's the best suited one for you, it's only a matter of time until it works. As long as you're dedicated to it and you're looking to learn, absolutely you will make it. Next, learn leadership and management. As I said previously, now in 2024, I've got people that work for me. Super important. How can I get the best out of the people that work for me? I can't do everything myself. There's certain things I'm good at. I'm good at talking in front of a camera. I'm good at video production. What am I not good at? I'm not good at designing thumbnails. That's for an absolute fact. I'm not amazing at video editing. I can get by, but I'm not amazing at it. Right? How can I hire people that can do the best in those areas to let me do my job well? I think the old analogy is, right? Let Michael Jordan do Michael Jordan's thing. Let him go there and get his buckets. All the other people, you do the dog work. You do the hard work. Let Michael Jordan do his thing. Michael Jordan is not there to go and talk in press conferences about a team's plans for the future and sit in the budgeting room to see if they're under the salary cap. That's not his job. His job is to go onto the court and get buckets for his team. Let Michael Jordan do Michael Jordan's thing. And with you, you do your thing and let the rest of the management, let the rest of the team around you to do their part to make sure the whole ship is moving in the right direction. Charisma, super important. You need people to buy into your belief, your system, whether that's clients, whether that's your team, whether that's friends, family, you name it. Charisma goes a long, long way. Your style and persona, also super important. When people see you, what do they know you as, right? And this is important because the way you dress, the way you talk, everything about you, what you do, it helps someone build a persona of you. And do you want that persona to be true to yourself, right? If you look at a lot of famous people, they're them in one way or another. You can tell it's them. Just the way they act, the way they dress, everything about them you can see, right? If you look at The Rock, for example, his persona, he's a gym guy. Like he's wedge. I've never seen The Rock out of shape. Have you ever seen The Rock out of shape? Never. The guy's he's always in shape. He's always ripped. That's a little bit of his style and persona. He's that hench guy. So what is your style and persona? What can someone tie to you? Are you someone that always dresses smart? Do you always wear a suit? Do you always wear a tie? Are you someone that always wears a fancy watch, etc.? What type of person are you? And can we link? And how can people link that to you? Next, your hobbies. Another important one. Don't be someone that just does their business and nothing else. Boring. Have hobbies. Like sports. Like activities. Go outdoors. Read some books. Develop your knowledge. Go out traveling. Do something. Don't just be someone that only talks about their business. It's boring. It's not going to get you anywhere if you just care about numbers all day, right? Have something about you. Have something extra to you that people can go, oh, you know what? Yeah. Okay, he's got a great business, but he's got all these other things he's developing as well. He's a very well-rounded individual. That's what you should aim for. And these are some examples of books on my shelf behind me and some YouTube channels I would recommend checking out to read and to watch, because they can really help build you up as a person and help you build a skill set that is important in the business world. Diary of a CEO, for example, podcast at the bottom, really rate that one with Stephen Bartlett. Has a lot of very valuable guests on there. And you can just learn a lot of like random things. For example, I watched the podcast literally the other day. It was about a meteorologist. Donnie's talking about meteors that have gone down to Earth and whether there's going to be aliens or not. Like, how does that apply to my business at all? Zero. It doesn't apply at all, but it's interesting. I've got something to talk about next time I meet someone, next time I talk to someone. So don't underestimate building up your knowledge in different areas. You don't want to be just a one-trick pony that only knows one thing. Okay, next, the steps to take in your journey. So, number one step, as always, start. Don't just be someone that just says, okay, cool, yeah, I'll get to it, and then never gets to it. Start the journey. The most important step you will take is that first step, because that is what's going to give you the course of the future. The trajectory has begun once you take that first step. After that, it's split into 3 distinct areas. Number 1 is your core learning, your business model. Are you learning what it takes to be successful in? Are you doing the online course, your mentor, etc.? Then start applying it. And the key is to make sure the feedback loop is as small as possible. You want instant testing and instant results. You don't want to try something out and then you're waiting a year, 2 years to see if it's successful. You want instant understanding of what's working and what doesn't work. Make a billion mistakes. Honestly, make as many mistakes as you can, low stakes mistakes, and just learn every single time. Test, 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 test. That is all this is about. You're starting out, you're not going to be successful. Just throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. That is all it is. Trying and testing and improving every single time. The second part is your outreach. Alongside this, start meeting other people. Start getting to know other people in your business model and outside your business model. You want to build up what everyone knows is important, your network. That's the whole point of it. So as you start to be successful, start talking to people, start saying, oh, I'm doing this. Don't gatekeep. Don't just keep everything to yourself. Be a little bit, not vulnerable, but be a little bit of an open book where you can say, yeah, I'm trying this out, I'm testing this out, because you'll get people on your journey along the way. The reason I started my YouTube channel is I gave away TikTok knowledge to build up an audience. And now I've had a bunch of people reach out to me. Bunch of people that have been successful in their own right, that have reached out, and I've built myself and it's not a massive network at this stage, but built myself some kind of network because I've been able to build up my audience, right? You can outreach obviously in one way or another, or you can make the audience come to you, but you have to give to take. You can't just always take from people, because people will see beyond that and not actually want to be around you. So be prepared to give away some knowledge. In return, you'll get a lot back. Super important that. And everyone knows networks are important. How many rich people do you know that have said, okay, I knew a friend that knew a friend, a business deal got together, we made 7, 8, 9 figures. Bang, just like that, from being in the same room as someone else. All life is people meeting people, and outcomes happen because of it. Don't be afraid to build up your network. In fact, make a point of it. Do this alongside building up your knowledge. And the third one is making sure the other puzzle pieces are in place. Build up the rest of your skill set. Build up your personality, your style, etc. You name it. Your activities, your physique, your spirituality, your health. All the other sides of you, because that is what makes you the Superman or Superwoman. That is what makes you the ultimate person, right? You don't want to just be someone that's just focused on your business. You got to have other aspects to your game. Like I said earlier, 2024 was massive for me, not just business-wise, physique-wise, gym-wise. Spent a lot of time building up my physique. Alongside that, build up my intelligence. Make sure I spend time to read books, gain knowledge in other areas. You want to be a really well-rounded person, because no one wants to be someone that's just rich. Otherwise, you end up being a neek. You know that guy that invented Ethereum? What's the guy's name? I don't know his name, right? Ultra neek. Absolute ultra neek, right? That guy has got he's got no personality to him. Now he's very rich, fair play to him, absolutely. But when I look at him, I just don't see any personality there whatsoever. That is not going to make you be like a real bold, a real respected person from that aspect, at least in my standpoint. Especially if you look beyond that from a relationship standpoint with potential romantic partners, friends, family, etc. You have to build up yourself as a whole. You can't just be one person that just does business. That's it. You got to have other sides to you as well that you're building up. Okay, mistakes to avoid, big ones. Mistakes I've made, other people have made, friends have made. Number 1, talking, not doing. We all know this person. The big talker. Yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Nothing gets done. Nothing gets done. The trick is, do it first, talk about it after. If you can't keep your mouth shut, at least start doing it first. That's the biggest thing. Now, the best thing is to let your actions do the talking, but to a certain degree, you do actually need to talk about what you're doing. Like I said in this video, talk about some of the business ventures I've got going on. Not to brag or anything like that, just so people understand the path you're taking, they can buy into and go, okay, cool, that's cool. I want to learn a bit more about this guy, etc. But don't just be a talker, because then you build yourself the wrong sort of reputation. And people understand that. People will start to realize that you are not a person that's going to act on their word. And that's very dangerous if you build that sort of reputation. Next, the wrong team. I spoke about this earlier. You're partnering up with friends that got the same skill set as you, and you're both scratching your head thinking, why have we not got any clients when you're both trying to do back-end coding? Make sure if you've got a team around you, people can do the right thing. Another mistake, don't employ 15,000 people, right? You're not a massive Apple or HSBC or Barclays or anything like that. You are a small-time company. It's you, and you've got maybe got a few people you know. Like I said, my YouTube channel's got like 4 or 5 people working on it, including me. That's a small team. A lot of people getting work done. A lot of people that are skilled in their particular role. That's all you need. You don't need thousands of people to get the job done. Another one, wasting time being too slow. Opportunities, they're like waves. They come and go, right? When the door is open, you've got to take advantage. You can't be someone that goes, oh, Bitcoin's popping off right now. You're sitting on it, you're sitting on it, you're sitting on it. Before you know it, Bitcoin's 100K. Now you're trying to invest when it's 100K, now it's going to crash. You can't just be sitting there waiting for the time to come. You've got to take advantage, execute fast. When something's popular, take advantage of it. What's going popular right now? The chill guy meme. If you're in social media, start posting on that. In 2 weeks' time, it won't be popular anymore. I guarantee that. Next, diversifying too soon. There's a quote, right? Concentration builds wealth, diversification protects wealth. Don't be trying to do everything so soon. Don't be thinking, I'm going to start copywriting. Then I'm going to start content creation. Then I'm going to start video editing. Then I'm going to start sales. What is your business model? You're doing everything at once. Pick one. Now, they can feed into others. Like I said, I've got a SaaS tool. I'm doing a bit of growth operating, etc. But that all feeds back into my personal YouTube channel. It all feeds off the back of that. So you can have different business models as long as they all link to one. Don't just be a guy that tries 17 different things at once when you're just starting out. You want to make sure you build your skill set in one particular area, because that can take decades, like years if not decades, honestly. It can take a long, long time to build your skill set up. So if you diversify too soon, you're never going to get good enough in one particular area. It's like that guy that if you plant like 100 seeds in different areas versus, sorry, if you've got 100 seeds and you water all of them a little bit, they're not going to grow. Whereas if you water one a lot, that's going to grow into a massive tree. And that's what you'd rather have than just have 100 little stalks. You want one massive tree. Next one, complacency. You made a little bit of money. Now you're sitting there, your feet are up, thinking, I've made some money, I'm the guy. No. Trust me, it could get taken away from you very, very quick. I spoke about my TikTok page. I got 500,000 followers in 6 months. This was me getting complacent with it. Yeah. The TikTok page is there. I'm 18, 19, making money online. I'm a student. I'm getting takeaways every day. Life is good. It's going to be like this for the rest of my life. Account got banned for unoriginal content. That was a wake-up call. You can never be too complacent, right? Sorry. Never get too complacent. Never get too arrogant. Understand there's always another mountain you can climb. Super, super important. Also, no purpose. Now, people say, does money bring happiness? In my opinion, money directly does not bring happiness. Now, what brings happiness is purpose. Now, if your purpose is tied to money, like a lot of my purpose is to have time, financial freedom and location freedom, so I can do whatever I want. I don't have to have a boss. I don't have to be in a particular location my whole life, going to work at 9 a.m. in the same office every day. That's a big part of my purpose. So money feeds into that, so it's part of my purpose. But if you're just chasing empty dollars, empty cash, that's not going to bring you purpose. Not at all. In fact, it's going to do the opposite, right? And you're actually going to be sad. So a lot of rich people are sad. I'm not saying that money buys happiness, money doesn't buy happiness, but your purpose is more important than the money you accumulate. What is your purpose, and how can money help you achieve your purpose? Next, let's say you're starting to make some money now. So save this video when you are, because I promise you will if you pay attention to all these steps and start implementing them. How do you invest/reinvest the money that you are making? So most people should know this guy, Warren Buffett. Never depend on a single income, make an investment to create a second source. Super important, right? If I've got a table and it's got one leg, if that leg gets knocked down, all the whole table's going down, it's all coming crashing and burning, I lose everything. When I lost that 500,000 TikTok page for unoriginal content, it got banned. That was my whole income source gone overnight. Taught me a valuable lesson. A big part of why I started my personal brand and gave away a lot of my TikTok knowledge is because I didn't mind other people knowing what I know about TikTok and about social media if it meant I could build up another income source being my YouTube channel. I would rather, me personally, make £20,000 from TikTok and £20,000 from YouTube than just £60,000 from TikTok, because at least that's more secure. At least I've got 2 income streams now. And now, like I said earlier, I've got the growth operating, the SaaS tool, etc. Looking to build up different income streams to protect myself in case worse comes to worse. And that's what you should be doing as well. Now, if you live in the UK, stocks and shares ISA is an absolute must. This is not financial advice, by the way. I'm not a financial advisor, just giving my personal opinion. I believe in the USA, it's called the Roth IRA. I could be wrong. In the UK, you get £20,000 you can invest tax-free. £20,000 you can invest. Any profit you make completely tax-free, you can take it out. So what's some investment options? Crypto, obviously. You can't do this in the stocks and shares ISA, but that is an option you can do. Crypto is obviously subject to capital gains tax, but we know decentralized income can give you massive returns, but very risky. You've got index funds, one of my favorites, S&P 500, etc. Then you've got also just normal stocks and shares, Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, you name it, right? But not just those. What other investments can you make? You can reinvest in your business. Let's say you've got a SaaS tool. You can reinvest to make the back end better, the developing better. Reinvest in marketing so you can get more clients in the door. That's important. You can invest in property, build up another company on the side where you're doing property investing. A lot of rich people do this. You can invest in another business. A lot of people do this as well. So you've got Shark Tank, you've got Dragon's Den, all these investors are investing in different businesses. One of the best business models people do is actually buying businesses from older people that are looking to retire, they've not got kids that want to inherit the business. You can buy off them, and a lot of times at a cheaper rate. And a lot of these older people as well, they're stuck in their ways. They don't have technology involved. If you can just take an old business, start introducing some technology, you can skyrocket the potential income, the EBITDA, etc. So definitely that's a good business model to go down. And the fourth one, especially if you're doing a personal brand, improve yourself. Invest in some nice suits, invest in a car, a watch, etc. Invest in some knowledge for yourself, learn a new skill. You are your own vessel, right? Like, this is the first home you have. If you can invest in yourself, absolutely do it. Absolutely. Don't be looking like a tramp out on the street if you're making some money. You know what I mean? Like, actually invest in yourself to make yourself a better person. So that ties into this thought process. Now, I to an extent agree with it. Spend 50% of your money like you'll live for 50 days and 50% like you'll live for 50 years. And that comes off the back of this, right? Like, look at this guy. Look at this analogy. He's going to the grave and he's got all this money next to him. He didn't even use it. He says, sorry, sir, no baggage allowed. And that's really powerful because a lot of people make a lot of money, but they don't even end up using it. Enjoy the money you've got. Now, Warren Buffett is a billionaire. I would not, for a second of my life, trade places with Warren Buffett. And I can guarantee Warren Buffett will trade places with a lot of people watching this. I'm 22 years old. Warren Buffett is, I want to say, in his 90s. He could be the end of his 80s, early to mid 90s, I assume. Like, the guy's had a great life, absolutely, and he's made an awful lot of money, but he doesn't have time. Time is the most valuable asset you've got. Driving an Aston Martin at 21 years old is a lot more powerful than driving it at 99 years old. Do you know what I mean? Like, making sure you enjoy the money whilst you're young, whilst you've got your ability, whilst you've got your energy, your power. Far more important than doing it when you're older. That's just my personal opinion at the end of the day, right? So enjoy the money, have a lot of good experiences. I've gone to some fantastic places this year, right? I've been to countries like Mauritius, I've had caviar for the first time. I've had like expensive steaks for the first time because enjoy it. Enjoy the money whilst you've got it, but at the same time, protect yourself. I invest an awful lot of money. I try and max out my stocks and shares ISA. Pretty much I'm going to try and do it every single year now for the rest of my life, every single year. So definitely invest, but also enjoy the money. Don't swing one of two ways. Don't be someone that just blows all the cash, and don't be someone that just sits on it and saves every single penny. Have a good medium, in my opinion. And then that all ties into having offensive and defensive investment strategies. Now, when you're young and broke, you want to go on the offensive. That is acquiring businesses, trading in crypto, acquiring knowledge fast, networking with people. You want to do stuff that builds yourself up quickly and has a risk attached. Crypto is very risky, but you can make a lot of money. Acquiring business is risky, but you can make a lot of money. Same with knowledge. You can make a lot of money from it. Defensive strategies is passive investing. S&P 500, index funds, you name it. No one's getting rich when they're young investing in the S&P 500, but you can protect your wealth. And that's important. When you made a lot of money, you want to protect it. So that's why I put a bit of money every single month in S&P 500. If you did enjoy this video, you have to subscribe down below and importantly hit the bell notification button. This channel is here so I can help you make money online. That is the reason. And if you want to know exactly how I made money online, which is through TikTok and faceless content primarily, you want to check out the video right below me, because I detailed exactly how you can go viral on the algorithm as well, so you can start making money through social media. I'll see you right there.